Welcome to Infomedia Updates. So today we try to discuss about a data center. How the data center and the data science both are very related with each other. Data means collection of information. We are storing this large amount of data in data centers within a single place. There is a small difference between the database and a data center. Database means we can store our personal information within our personal computers. So small amount of data stored by database. If the large amount of data stored by databases, then we are calling it as data centers. Suppose you are seeing the picture here. There are several racks. In several racks, they have some hard disk or SSD devices. In these SSD devices, they are storing a large amount of data of multiple users, not only the single user. To handle these type of networks, they need a good communication. So they establish the total network architecture with the help of fiber optical cables, because the fiber optical cable can support up to 90 gigahertz speed. Suppose they can use the cat 5 and cat 6 cables also, but it cannot support up to 90 gigahertz speed. So to establish these type of data centers, they need to use fiber optical cables. And the speed also very important while transferring data to users from data centers. So the fiber optical cable will work with great speeds. That's why while establishing a data center, they use fiber optical cables. We have basically four types of cables. First one is the cat 5, cat 6, then coaxial cables, then fiber optical cables. The fiber optical cable works with light speed. A light ray can travel up to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. So it means it can simply transfer 3 lakh kilometer per second. So it is very fast. So all the data centers are working with the help of these fiber optical cables. So it is playing the major role in data centers. Suppose if you want to develop a database, then you need to install Oracle application or MySQL in your personal computer. In this Oracle also we have two types of software applications. One is the server, another one is client. Here also in these data centers also they are using the same Oracle server applications. But here they are in our personal computer we use only one single hard disk. But in data centers they use multiple hard disk devices to store large amount of data. And to providing the security to users data also very important. So to provide the security to data centers, there is another subject called cyber security. And to maintain this architecture with proper network, we have another subject that is called IoT. And to manage the data of users within a single place, and which is a large amount of data, to handle this subject we have data science. And to store this data in a proper way, we need to design a data set. So this data sets subject dealing by big data. And automation also very important in these data centers. For example, Google Photos. By identifying the human faces, it can simply collecting the similar images of the same person automatically. It is working with machine learning. And finally, AI, artificial intelligence, also very important. Artificial intelligence means automation. Automatically, it can process the data. So, to maintain the data center, we need to use the data science, big data, machine learning, and deep learning also important. To transfer data, they need to use neural networks. That is also very important. And machine learning, and finally artificial intelligence. So these all subjects are came to manage the data centers only. And to handle these type of such large data centers, they need a big computer. Suppose in our personal computer we have some memories like RAM, read only memory, ROM, and hard disk or SSD we are using. To process these hardware devices we are using a single processor, but here too we have thousands of racks. Suppose in India, Amazon Web Services also providing cloud storages or data centers services to users, AWS and Azure and Adani connects. So these some other people also Yota. These people are providing data center services to users. They are maintaining the data within 5,000 racks to 30,000 racks. So in these racks, they are storing the hard disks. So in this hard disk, they are simply saving the user's data. Even the government sector also using these uh, data centers. Suppose every Indian have Aadhaar card. These Aadhaar card details are handled by Infosys company. So they need to store every user's thumb impressions of 10 fingers and retina scan, images and personal information of every user. Suppose every user have 1 GB of storage and total 130 crore members. So it means 130 crore GB. So it is very large amount of data. So to handle this Aadhaar card, government also need to use these data centers. And processing the data also very important. Within the short time, they need to transfer the data from server to client. So the speed also very important in data centers. So to process these data, they are using the IoT, Internet of Things. So every subject is related with the data centers. And to process the requests of users within the fast time, they need to use some big computers. We are calling it as supercomputers. Suppose IBM company also handling the data center services. To process the data very fastly, they are using the IBM Watson supercomputer. So in IBM Watson supercomputer, they have 1,67,000 processors. In our personal computer, we have only one processor. But to handle the large data centers, they need to use multiple processors, means a supercomputer. So in IBM Watson, they have 1,67,000 processors, and each processor works with 2 GHz speed. 1,67,000 into 2 GHz means some trillions of instructions are executed by IBM Watson within a single second. Some trillions of instructions, not millions, not billions. The supercomputer IBM Watson working this much speed. That's why the data center is providing the services to all users. Suppose the multinational companies like Google, it is also using the data center and AI based supercomputers, because most of the users have Gmail accounts and they are giving 15 GB cloud storage to users, and after that Google Photos, Google Drive and some other applications also provided by Google. And in every application they are giving 15 GB storage capacity to users. This 15 GB storage they are storing in their data centers. While we are logging into Gmail or Google Photos, we are simply retrieving the data from data centers to our personal computer by using internet and within the fast way. And some automation also provided by these Google data centers like Google Photos image recognition techniques. So this is the way they are storing the data in data centers. We will discuss later about this data centers again in some other videos. Thank you.